Hello again from my front porch. Obviously, again, not actually at my front porch. And it's a good thing too, because I hear the weather is not so great at my front porch. In fact, I'm hoping my front porch is still there, not blown away by the time I get back. Seriously, they're expecting, some. I was getting beat up with some various kinds of storms today. Fortunately, it's just warm enough where Des Moines is that it's not snow and blizzard like it is in some parts of the state. It's just rain and some 65 mile an hour wind. So that because of that, I am where I am right now, as opposed to back at my front porch, or at least on my way back to my front porch. See, I've been on the road quite a bit here over the last week and a half or so, some pretty high power businessy things going on. And as a result of that, I haven't been home a lot. And I was looking forward to being back home now. Today I was supposed to be getting back there. But I was I woke up in Alabama this morning at about 3:30 in the morning because I had to be on the road by 4:45 in order to drive all the way back to Pensacola to get on an airplane that was going to take me to Charlotte and then do my connecting flight from Charlotte on to Des Moines. Well, welcome to the DoubleTree Hotel near the airport in Charlotte, where I get to unexpectedly spend the night because my flight back to Des Moines was canceled, not just delayed, canceled. Because of that weather. Apparently, the pilots, as good as they are, they really don't like landing in 65 mile an hour winds. The weenies, I don't know. I mean, I can't blame them. It's annoying when this kind of stuff happens. But I would, when it comes to flying, especially this day and age, there's somebody else flying over. Like I said, I'm really close to the airport with this DoubleTree. You can tell. See. But in this day and age where we're seeing these reports about airline disasters and near misses, I'd rather they played it safer. And so getting home tomorrow, that's not a big deal. I'll still be okay and do stuff, but it does rearrange some things now. But things like this happen. And I mean, not just in air travel, but in life in general. And I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm getting older, and I'm not as shall we say passionate about things as I used to be. Because I used to, in my younger days, I used to get pretty wound up about stuff, and could really just be downright annoying. But the idea that now I'm a little more accepting of things. That whole mentality of things happen for a reason. You don't always know the reason. You don't always understand the reason. You might not even always agree with the reason, but they happen for a reason. I really have come to embrace that a lot more, and this is one of those times now. Why am I stuck in Charlotte as opposed to being at home? Well, obviously the weather, but I don't know. Maybe there's some other reason. Maybe I'm gonna run into somebody that I needed to meet here. Maybe something's gonna happen back in Des Moines that had I been back, or had I been in an Uber or having a friend pick me up, it might have been an accident because of this. Hopefully, if it's that kind of thing, I'll never know. But the point is, we sometimes get worked up about things, and not that I want to speak bad of him, speak ill of him because he's not here, but if he was here, my dad would acknowledge that this is something he struggles with. That he, especially now, he's 85, and he tries to do stuff that he used to be able to do all the time. Now he can't, either because his eyesight isn't as good, his dexterity isn't as good, his stamina isn't as good, his strength isn't as strong. Although I tell you, there's some things that man can still do that he's stronger in the arms than me. But he gets frustrated because he tries to do something that he knows he used to be able to do, but he can't do it now for whatever limitation may be causing that. And then he can get triggered. It can set him off, and he makes things worse. Excuse me. Now, this is nothing new. I mean, he's always had this as part of his personality. But as he's gotten older, it's become more noticeable, mostly because there are more things that he finds he can't do, and so he feels helpless and reacts that way. And so I'm not picking on him by saying, but I'm using that as an example that for a lot of us, that's how we react to things. And things like this my plane. Oh, because it'd be easy for me to get frustrated about this scenario, because you see, if an airline cancels your flight because of mechanical issues, well, then they take care of you. They have hotel vouchers, and they have food vouchers, and that look out for it. But if a flight's canceled because of the weather, that falls in that whole act of God category, and they're not obligated to do anything for you. And it's not this airline does it and that airline. That's just the industry. That's how they define these things. Their liability stops where God begins. And what's really funny is I wonder how many people use that excuse. Well, that's an act of God, who don't actually believe in God. But that's another topic for another time. Oh, looks like some of that wind is blowing so strong in Iowa, it's trying to catch up with me here. But seriously, not only was my flight canceled, not delayed, not postponed, but canceled, so that I have to wait until tomorrow. And when I get on my flight tomorrow, it's still not going directly back to Des Moines. I have to go through Chicago to get back to Des Moines. So it's added another leg to my trip. It'd be easy for me to get frustrated. It'd be easy for me to get angry about that. It'd be easy for me to get upset by that. Be triggered and be all, I'm going to write a scathing message to the airline. But, ultimately, it's like, what would be the point? What good would that do? What purpose would that serve? Absolutely nothing. Maybe I get a chance to vent about it, but so what? If it doesn't produce any value, if it doesn't actually accomplish, all I've done is bluster, and I didn't achieve any goal that I might have wanted. And that goes back to the old cliche that you can get more flies with sugar more flies with honey than with vinegar. Sugar's in there somewhere. I don't know. but this idea that sometimes you can get your way if you're nice, and then you negotiate a little better and diplomatic about it. But it's hard to do that when you're upset, when you're angry about something, when you feel like you've been wronged, you've been violated. We want someone to make it right for us. But sometimes life just doesn't do that. And sometimes we're just not going to get that. And sometimes we just need to suck it up, buttercup. And in situations like I'm in right now, okay, yes, I'm not getting home today. Yes, I have to take 2 flights tomorrow. Yes, I'm stuck in Charlotte, but I'm stuck at a DoubleTree hotel. I even got my free cookie right here, my free chocolate chip cookie. I'm stuck at a DoubleTree hotel. That's nice. I get a nice overnight stay. There were some things that I wanted to get done work-wise, and I was already thinking, okay, when I get home, I got to do this. I'm going to maybe be up a little late tonight doing that, after having got up at 3:30 in the morning to be ready to get on the plane. And now I don't have to worry about that, because now I literally have several hours that I'm just in my hotel room here with my computer, and I can get that stuff done. The stuff that was weighing on me that I needed to get done right away, it now will be done, and I won't have to be worrying about that. I might even get to bed at a decent time tonight. We'll see. I'm going to hook up my Fire Stick, and I might get engrossed in watching, a marathon of something. We'll see. Anyway, point being, life happens to us. Things go wrong. Things don't go the way we wanted them to. Things can be derailed. Now, in my scenario right now, and you talk about first world problems, oh, poor Paul, he's staying at a DoubleTree hotel for the night, and then he's going on his plane tomorrow. I didn't have to get an Uber for this, because the DoubleTree hotel has a shuttle, and they'll take me back and forth. So, as far as problems go, this one, it's easy. There are other problems that life is going to throw at any of us that are not padded quite as nicely as this one is. But for some people, that doesn't matter anyway. The fact that their plans got changed, that something didn't go the way they wanted to, can trigger them to just react with ferocity. And I guess my encouragement to you, don't do that. I know, easy to say that, but seriously, really stop and think. When we react in hostility and anger and raw emotion like that, with passion, as I called it before, that I used to be like when I was younger, nobody wants to listen to us, and nobody's going to help us. People are going to avoid us, in fact. That means you don't get what you want. Oh, you can, pat yourself on the back afterwards that you really gave them what for, but as soon as you leave and walk away from them, they're not going to worry anymore. They're not going to care what you said. In fact, they're probably going to talk about you not in flattering ways. So don't do that. Try to curb those instincts. Try to understand that everybody is going through stuff. Everybody deals with things. Everybody has stuff in their day that didn't go the way they wanted it to as well. That there's that other cliche, we're all in this together. Yeah, there you go. We are. Well, it's nice out here. It's actually as warm as being on my front porch. I'm starting to feel a little baked out here. And it's warming up my cookie again too. So I'm gonna let y'all go because now I can sit out here and enjoy some of this, but I do have that work I needed to get done that I already said I have to go get done. So I should probably get to that. But I just wanted to share this little bit of insight, this little bit of epiphany that I had. Nothing new, nothing extraordinary, but I'm in the middle of my unplanned change, and I've decided to just go with it. Don't complain, don't push back, don't try to shake my fist at the heavens and say, why did this happen to me? But instead, just recognize it has happened, and it's not the end of the world. It's not going to seriously trip up anything about my life, and tomorrow I'll get home just as planned, and life will go on. So, with that little bit of wisdom, I'll see y'all next time from my front porch.